Set that up there. Oh, I should have grabbed that first. I can do that really quick. You thought you could escape, Notepad. You were wrong. Dead wrong. Anyways. We don't need this anymore. Here's me. Good morning, everyone. Missed projection last I checked. I've already completed my doctorate in Final Fantasy. My final thesis was explaining why Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is actually good. It was quite a challenge, but I think I succeeded. So you may wonder why I'm loading up here and not in the game proper. Well, there's a specific reason for that, and I hope at least a few people will see it. We're going to let the intro play for a bit, because I want as many people to see this as possible. So last night, I went to do some Chocobo stuff, because I didn't feel like leveling and upping the encounter counter, and I was basically just waiting for my pills to kick in. After getting 6 wonderful Chocobos, all of whom were male, I promptly decided to abandon the Chocobo thing entirely in this playthrough. 6 wonderful Chocobos. And for those of you who don't know, wonderful is the best grade of Chocobo. You can only get them in 2 enemy formations in one area of the game. And it's the lowest possible chance of getting them. I'm sorry, Javin. But yeah, we're gonna let this sit for a bit while people stream in. No pun intended. By the way, grats, Radio Swim. I'm not sure I believe you, but I'll still tell you grats. Frickin' Chocobos. I really was gonna go... literally, I was just going for the enemy away materia. That's all I really wanted, was enemy away materia. I wasn't gonna do all the rest of the thing. I wasn't gonna get X-Buff or Guild Plus or any of the other things you can get with GP. I was just, you know what? Let's get enemy away, make the last dungeon a little bit less irritating. Nope. Now, granted, I still could get it, but... well, let's just say that getting certain rewards in the Chocobo races is really irritating, because it's basically random on top of random. In other words, it's a random chance that there'll be a reward at all. And then there's a random chance that you'll actually get the right combination to get that, so... I doubt I have anything you have, Radio. I mean, maybe? I don't know. I used to know a really fun way to completely bug out Ruby, but which basically, you do some... I forget what it is, I really do, and I didn't bother looking up because I wasn't going to fight her. But you do something and you have all 3 party members when you fight her, and that just makes the fight tremendously easier. Either that or you just walk in there with... what is it? W Summon, Mimic, and Knights the Round, and just kind of sit back for a few minutes. By the way, I don't know about you guys, I have the weirdest weather here. It's warm, again, but it's very windy. My door's open. You may hear the wind move my room a couple times. But, yeah, it's still quite warm, all things considered. No, you can't, Jeremode, unless I'm mistaken. Which is totally possible, but I thought the gender was set as soon as you captured the Chocobo, not as soon as you identified it. I could be wrong on that. Either way, I don't care. I've given up now. Alright. So you may be asking, Arshin guy, why is it you wanted to show off something? Well, I wanted to prove something, because after the Chocobo thing was a bust, I was like, screw it. There's only one thing left for me to do. I'm going to go grind my brains out. But first, we're going to do this. Now, keeping in mind what I just said about the Chocobos, this may or may not be significant. The current location where I am at. See who the first person is in chat who can actually get it. Well, Jav and I actually have a really bad tolerance for heat. It's just a a blood pressure kind of problem. That being said, it's 72 here right now, which is actually pretty warm for me. But it's 72 outside. It's much warmer in my room because I've got the PS3, 2 monitors, and the computer going all at the same time. So this room generates a lot of heat. Yeah, I actually did it. Now, I want you guys to guess how many tries it took me when I finally did this off camera. How many tries did it take me to get this to happen? Just curious. I'll give you a hint. It was more than one try. And just to really prove it. And I know exactly where that's going. Javan is correct. It took me 2 tries. First try I was like, no, that's not right. Second try I just landed and I got it instantly and I'm like, oh god damn it. I don't know about you guys, but that's actually a really common thing for me. I actually talked about this in one of my videos. When you know, this is true like in person too, if I actually bring someone over to show them something cool. Yeah, see, there's my proof, by the way. There's the airship right there in the cliff. When I try to show something off, about 9 times out of 10, if I'm doing it for someone, you know, if I'm showing it off, I'll fail at it because, you know, I shrug. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it. But if I'm doing it by myself on my own, yeah, sure, no problem. Just plonk instantly. Shrug. I am Omni, believe it or not. But I don't want to talk too much about that yet. So we got a couple of things we want to do before we move on. Let's go ahead and do the first one right now. Let's see, 3 things to do total, I believe, before we go beat the game. Oh, right. Basically, Jovan. I have marathon luck all the time when I'm, you know, not around someone. But yeah, it is a real thing. This is something that is not just unique to me. Most people have some form of difficulties when they're actually performing, rather than when they do it on their own. That's actually why I bothered to stop right there, just so I could prove to you definitively that I actually pulled it off. Never, Pretz. Never! Ah, damn it. Well, off he goes. Besides, I need to beat Radio Swim. He zipped ahead of me. Or maybe he didn't, actually. I have no idea where he's at in terms of story progression. But I got Quadra Magic, so that's gotta count for something, right? This is what I actually usually do. I just follow him around with Y. This is Real Cloud. Fake Cloud is gone, and Genova Cloud is also effectively gone. So there's actually only 1 cloud left, and that's Real Cloud. Yay! So, speaking of the new Highwind here, let's talk about something. One of the things that was originally intended to be in the game was the Highwind was supposed to... The Highwind 2 was supposed to give you access to certain areas you wouldn't have access to otherwise. And the jet engine thing would actually make it move faster and stuff like that. Basically kind of the same general concept as what they did in earlier Final Fantasies, like 3, for example, with the Invincible. But ultimately they decided to roll that into the Chocobos instead. And so this is purely a cosmetic change, which actually kind of sucks if you think about it, because it literally means there's no real point in changing the high wind. It's just, alright, it looks different. Yay. Now what? Gotcha, radio. Well, you win, radio. But I postulate that you only won because I was sleeping last night. I actually only spent like 30 minutes to get those chocobos. I got really good luck on getting Wonderfuls. And then I, like I said, second try on Quadramac, and then I just saved and went to bed. Oh, I do it all the time, Topaz. It's kind of deliberate, because I still think of it as Xaby. X-A-B-Y. To this day, I will say hit A or hit B rather than whatever those symbols are down there. Sorry. Oh my god, Ultima, would you stop being a spaz and figure out where you're going? Hey, Final Cloud. What's up? Hey, world. Whoa! Shoot, I lost him. I lost him! I looked away for 3 seconds and he's gone. No! Well, I was gonna kill Ultima. But now he's gone. Oh well. We give up. Ultima was just too much for us. There's something else I need to do first anyways. Well, not first, but in addendum. Fun fact, you have to talk to this guy in order to get the item to show up at the excavation place, whose name I can't think of all of a sudden. Oh, for... I don't remember, Kelvin. Honestly, I don't. Good morning, Anthony. Normal treasure. Just like the harp, this thing is pretty much always going to be in the same spot. Now, I don't remember where that spot is, though, so we're going to order tons of searchers, because I got tons of gil. Oh, crap, that's not what I meant to do. Crap, I hit the wrong button. Right here, because I don't remember where it is. Hey, Rye. Damn it, radio, how could you? How could you? Nothing in here! Yeah, it's because I'm an idiot. Let's try that again. Ugh. Hey, Irish. Who is also a Viking. Okay, so, take two. Actually, I did talk about that Boletaria, but that's okay. I've talked about basically everything. I really only have, like, 3 things to talk about at this point, because, you know, end of the game and all that. But, that being said, the whole Nibelheim mission was without question... Okay, people... This is one of those things that's kind of not really mentioned often. But, people aren't actually allowed to retire from Soldier because Soldier is considered military secrets. So, Sephiroth had announced that he was, you know, retiring. And that's why... And the Nibelheim mission was literally going to be his last mission. Ah, crap, it's down here. Well, that's okay, I got kind of an extrapolation point right here. But the reason, my point is that the Nibelheim mission was deliberately given to him by someone. We believe it's actually manipulations thanks to Lazar, but we don't actually know. Specifically to arrange the entire situation, which happened at Nibelheim. Although the point was actually to kill Sephiroth, not, well, start the events of the plot, I guess is a good way to put that. I swore it was up there, but whatever. I could just be thinking the Lunar Heart. I don't actually do this that often, to be honest with you. Fun fact, there are a lot of glitches involving what's about to happen. Oh, you dicks! Alright, dig up here then. Thank you. God. If I didn't get it that time, I was just going to put searchers everywhere and say, screw it. Why is that, Omni? I mean, really. What the hell, man? So yeah, some people may or may not know you can actually do... You can do this at several points in time. But... Sector 5 key... And Shazam! We're in! And the very first thing we do is to go to the church. And yes, that was Eris's ghost just now. So, this area is actually really, 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 really glitchy because it was done pretty late in development. I would have to actually sit down and list all the glitches that can happen as a result of the Eris's ghost glitch is. But, long story short, it's been often questioned whether or not that is, you know, her, or whether it's something else. And I personally think it's something else, just based on the circumstances. Since we know Eris is busy at this point in time, to put it into such terms, I think it's far more likely that what we're seeing there is just our own memories of her kind of... What's the word I want to use? Imprinted onto the area. You know, I don't even know why I'm doing this. You can go and get Tifa's ultimate weapon and something to make you steal easier, but I don't actually care about either. So, I suppose we could just move on. But yeah, there actually isn't that much to do here, other than visit that. What can I say, WebWriter? FF7's awesome, especially the motorcycle chase. Hey, Kay. Another thing I find interesting about this is that there is this giant barrier field surrounding Midgar. It's one of those things that some people have been like, In other words, the question here being, is that there to keep the people in, or is it there to defend the city from without? Would it surprise you that the answer is actually both? Originally it was put there to ensure that the city was defended back when it was a city on the ground, back when it was the 7 cities that kind of combined into one. And then, it kind of expanded from there, basically. Where are ya? I used to remember all, I think, 6 spots that Ultima could show up at. But I only remember 2 off the top of my head anymore. So we'll check those 2. I also am not getting Red 13s, aka Nanakis. Whee! Yes, Kay, it's there to stop people like you! Alright. Not in the crater. Where else can it be? I know it can be over Midgar. I know it can be over the crater. Or rather, not the crater, but that crater. Where else can this bastard be? Where are you, Ultima? Can it be over Medeal? Nice, Pretz. I think I've heard about that, actually. Javan, no offense, but I don't think you could call it trolling when what you're doing is stopping someone from destroying an entire planet. Not sure that really falls under the troll purview. I didn't see him by there, but then again, I kind of blazed past there. So, let's see. Cosmo Canyon. Where's that forest? Don't tell me I actually... No, I was going to say, this is where he shows up last, when he opens the way to the ancient forest. But it looks like I didn't do enough damage last time to him to make him go there yet. Oh, shoot. I actually don't know where he is. Unless he's just roaming around and he's... So this would be trolling. Him trolling me. I've kind of combed the world at this point. I'm not sure where else there is to look. Hey, VII. Okay. Where are you, Ultima? As usual, I'm doing worse than normal because I'm on a stream. Marathon luck. Well, that is true, Kay, because we know for a fact that Sephiroth, by the time we see him when the game starts, has fully come to grips with the reality of the truth of the situation, because he knows what Jenova is now, having control over her, I guess I should say. And he knows more about the Ancients and the Cetra, having basically a dominance over the livestream, so yeah. He knows a great deal more of the truth now. Where the crap is this guy? Seriously, I'm not sure where else there is to look. I'm gonna go ahead and check out Knights of the Round Island over here. Also known as Cactar Island. Nothing. Okay, this is my last attempt, and I give up, because I don't feel like wasting people's time trying to find Ultima. I guess I could look it up to see if there's some spot I'm not aware of. Ugh, fine. No, we gotta do this now. I don't want... Okay, so he can be located at... I'm just gonna go down the list. He can be right here. Which he's not. Okay, so we're good on that. Here, Fort Calendar, Gandanga Village, Junon, Medeal, North Coral, Cosmo Canyon. Or the crater, of course. Oh, I'm not worried. In fact, I doubt I would even use Ultima Weapon. It would reduce my materia growth at the moment. Actually, there's one spot, it just occurred to me I didn't check, and it's one of the ones he can show up at. Hello! You were roaming around, you fricking troll! Nyah! Nyah, come here! Come here! Nyah! Die, you monster! Nope, nope, nope. I'm faster than you. Just barely, but I am. Screw you! I show my spite at thee by ineffectually doing nothing. Nyah! You stupid troll. Okay, looks like he's actually going to a destination now. I guess, K, I don't know. No, I haven't, Cupcake. In fact, I don't know any of it, for once, so... enlighten me! There we go. Looks like he's still not low enough on level to do this. Alright, this counts as an encounter. So yeah, this is basically the Doom Gaze of, you know, of this particular game. Unlike Doom Gaze, it's basically not possible to defeat him in one hit, but it is possible to do enough damage to force him to go to his final spot in one battle. But you cannot actually kill him until he's in position near Cosmo Canyon, at which point he will open up the way to the Ancient Forest. Which I'm probably not even going to do, to be completely honest with you. I don't see a lot of reason for it. I just want to beat this guy because he's irritating me now. I suppose I could try to get Shadow Flare. I mean, why not? I don't remember any methodology for doing it. Where'd he go? Unless that was enough damage, in which case... no, I'm a little in the wrong area. Where am I going? Nope, he's not here. If he's not here and he's not there, then he might have respawned. He always respawns in the same spot. Which would be... right here, which he's not. Which means he's roaming around the Earth, which means I don't care enough. Screw it. Let's just go. Okay, so I did that, I did that. I did that. I think we're ready. So, time to beat the game. Yes, Reaper. In fact, this is actually the last moment at which I will take any counter changes. Now, to be fair, since some people haven't streamed in yet, we're going to go ahead and lock this out right now. Chunk. But we're not going to update it. So that's the amount of encounters we have as of now. And then we're going to do the last dungeon. And yeah, so if you want to get your guesses in, now is the time. Let's go ahead. Go wireless here. Kay, would you believe that we don't actually know specifically? The impression is that it was done by one of the weapons, as you know, part of the weapons are smashing the planet thing. Omni, your current guess. I'm looking at Twitch chat occasionally, Reaper. I saw you over there. It's just... Not reliable and irritating. Your current for fun guess is 404. Oh, right. Shoot, I did this totally wrong. I forgot how this stupid thing works. Whatever. Don't care that much. I doubt it would have been Sapphire, since, you know, aquatic, but who knows, really. So, this song is freaking awesome. I just feel like saying that. There's the save crystal. Sure thing, Rye. What's your, Twitch name? Because I need Twitch names. I don't have you down here. Guess I can swap around a couple things here. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we'll put the controller down, because I imagine we're going to get a couple guesses. Yeah, okay, so... Right... Okami. Awesome name, by the way. And that is 435. Pretz has a for fun guess. I don't have you on the list yet, so hang on. For fun guess of 426. I actually will talk about this last dungeon in concept a bit, but I love this song. This is actually my favorite song in FF7, right here. Love it. Okay, Kit, I need Twitch names. If I don't have Twitch names, I can't put you down. Reaper says 405. Assuming you're on here, Reaper. You'd better be. You're not, of course. Nope, there you are. Wait. Reaper 437? Yeah, that's you, okay. 405. By the way, just to make this clear, Bizarro Sephiroth will count as 1 for the encounter counter, but Genova, Sephiroth, and Sephiroth is 3 total, assuming I don't die. I shouldn't laugh. I've actually never died on these last bosses, but then again, I did screw up the Coral Train incident this time around, so never know. Okay, what do we got here? Who else do we got? The King Cruel. I don't think I have yet, so we'll add him. And that was a guess of 411, and that's a for fun. Okay. Alright, Kay. We actually have almost no votes for FF7. We had far more votes for basically every FF previous to this one. It's kind of weird, really. Alright, Kay's vote is 404. Kit Daru. Hang on, let me add you here. Daru, and your guess is 419. Hang on, Celebrian. You're not on the list either. Jeez Louise. I don't have Knights of the Round. So, no worries there. 419 for fun guess. Anybody else? Oh, Web Writer. I don't think I have you either. Where the hell is everybody? Web Writer 82. And that is 410. Okay. Alright, same Twitch name. I was about to ask. Let's go ahead and rearrange this really quick. There we go. So, You can get lots of really nice stuff in here. If you can actually duplicate a lot of items if you send people in specific ways and then go down those paths yourself. Whoops, not what I meant to do. Damn it, Puffalogic. 430 for fun. Omni is still going with the 404 vote. Do we have anybody who's not voting for fun here? Yeah, I think we have a couple. Man, my vote was way off. I guessed way high. Okay, so... Whee! Oh, yep. But yeah, I really wanted enemy away for this place, because the enemies in here are the kind that I just hate. This is actually the genuinely best leveling spot in the game, but all the enemies here just irritate me. Is that just me? I'm just curious. I'll go ahead and tell you my guess, just this once. It was 700. No relation, I just was guessing high. Yeah, I don't have you down, Mega Mike. So if you ever voted, I never got it. Hang on, Kelvin. Let me get you in here. You're also someone I don't have down. Jeez Louise. Kelvin, 1, 2, 3. And his guess is 443. Ultima! Still hurts. Yeah, I know, Radio. Just so many enemies here are just irritating. This dungeon is actually what convinced me to start using ribbons as a primary thing. Yeah, this place is actually really lucrative, but this place is probably the example A, as far as I'm concerned, for why it is that I dislike games that don't have New Game Plus. I know there's a lot of negatives, but bear with me. Hey, Bowman. Oh, okay, Mega Mike. Hang on, let me at you. Mega Mike 15. I assume that's your Twitch name. If it isn't, I need to know. Oh, hang on. I have a few people on Twitch guessing. Sako Sarara. Sako Sarara. Guesses. 433. And Kyfrin. Guesses 400 flat. Okay. What the hell was I saying? But yeah, okay, so this dungeon is probably, in my opinion, one of the worst examples of New Game Plus. Well, okay. One of the worst examples of a game that really should have had New Game Plus, because you get a lot of really nice stuff in here, and a lot of it is really awesome, and you get it in the last freaking dungeon. I mean, I know. I bang on about this a lot, but it irritates the crap out of me in any given game when you get the best stuff, the super amazing, yeah, stuff, in the last freaking dungeon of the game. Just irritates me beyond words. Oh, hang on, Kefka's finger. Excuse me. I don't have you either. Good lord. What's your Twitch name, Kefka's finger? Unless it's a for fun, in which case I don't need your Twitch name. But yeah, best Dex, best AP by a huge amount. There's the guys you can give elixirs to get ridiculous amounts of AP. There's tons of enemy skills that are really freaking awesome. You can get Pandora's Box down here. You know, etc., basically. This game was crying out for New Game Plus, I swear. Then again, FF10 was too. Kefka's, okay. And yeah, shield, that's another example. You get shield materia down here. Oh, that's great. Worked to crap. Telling you. This game really needed a New Game Plus. But then again, I've said that about a huge amount of games, including virtually every RPG I ever made. This one just happens to be no exception. Sigh. Yeah, sure. Turn it to death, Gigas. Shield is basically shell and... wait, no. Shield is different, isn't it? Shield is, like, weird. I'm gonna have to actually look it up. Yes, it does, Kefkas. Every game, every RPG deserves... There it is. New Game Plus. That's right. So, okay, what Shield actually does... I knew it was something different. Shield gives you... It voids normal attacks, absorbs all elemental damage. You can still be damaged by items and non-elemental attacks. That's what Shield does. For anybody who was wondering. Hey, someone's dead. Do I have Phoenix on her? I kind of should. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, final attack plus Phoenix for the win. Ah. I'm in Eastern Standard Time, for anybody who's wondering. Sorry, I'm just thinking here. You know, I'm never going to actually use that. It just kind of occurs to me here, so let's just put this on her. So Bowman asks, based on things that are irrelevant, do I think FF7 would make a good serial? To which my response is, what the hell is wrong with you, Bowman? Tales does an interesting New Game Plus, but... And I hate myself for saying this, it's always been the kind of New Game Plus I've never actually been interested in. I have actually never New Game Plused a Tales game because of the way they do it. I prefer the Chrono Trigger method, personally. Not having to earn things that can carry forward each game. That's just me, though. Yeah, it's really weird. Let's look at the Final Fantasy games that have New Game Plus. FF10-2 and FF4DS, sorta. And that's it. Unless we count Chrono Trigger as a Final Fantasy game. So get in your votes, anybody who hasn't voted yet, for how many encounters they think they're going to have in this particular section in the game of FF7 that we're playing right now. Makos. Is there anything like YOLOs? I shouldn't even say that. Excuse me. Why is he sad? Lightning Returns doesn't actually have it, Pretz. I disagree completely. Lightning Returns has the Majora's Mask system, which isn't really New Game Plus in any real sense of the word. I'll admit it's debatable, but that's my take on it. Hey look, it's the Death Scissors guys. And they're dead. What am I better than, Reaper? What did I say, Reaper? What did I say? Do I have to kill you now? I don't really want to feel like killing you now, Reaper. Why do I have to kill you now? That ain't cool, man. Let me think about that, Kay. Kefka's Finger, I'd have to say it's because of the fact that FF4 is such a personal, character-driven story, which I really like. And, that probably is what I'd go ahead and put as the thing that pushes it into the forefront. FF4 is all about the characters. The story is almost secondary to the analysis, growth, and history of the individuals going through it. And it does that for not only main characters, but secondary characters and ancillary characters as well. No, Secret of Mana does not have a New Game Plus. Most games don't have a New Game Plus. Crap, I went the wrong way, didn't I? I don't remember how to go through this thing. Believe it or not, usually when I play FF7 again, I don't actually do the last dungeon. I've commented on this before. Often when I'll play through a game... Hey! It's a Tomberry. Hello, Tomberry. Please go away, Tomberry. Please. Please. Please go away. It would be nice. There we go, okay. In the same sense that X-Men and Star Trek is connected, yes, Rohais. Yes, X-Men and Star Trek have a connection. Yes, I'm ashamed for knowing that. Ugh. Anyways, Kay, I'm actually not coming up with anything, so I'm going to have to go and say no. I think this is the most personal battle of the situations that's happening. And stuff. Boletaria, I think you're trolling me. It's not nice to troll Arshinga. He doesn't know how to deal with that, other than killing people. Don't make Arshinga kill people. He'll be sad. That's kind of my point, Bowman. Ivalice and FF are connected in the same way those are connected. In other words, they really aren't. Not really. Although that's actually a bad analogy, but I can't come up with a better one off the top of my head. It's like saying... Okay, I got a good one. Okay. Pick a random person in China right now. That person in China is connected to me in the same way that Final Fantasy Primary is connected to Ivalice. There you go. We are connected, but it doesn't actually matter. There you go. Would you stop... Hyper! Ah! Alright, Boletaria. Your punishment is that instead of FF13, I'm going to play Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. This way. What has Ninja Theory done other than a game I didn't like? I'm just curious. Because I actually don't remember off the top of my head. Hey, Renegade. So now the first split-up section. What, Kay? What can I say? You have to kind of be careful here, because otherwise you'll end up with a weird-ass party. You can kind of... Basically, the choices you make here determines the loot and stuff you get. Fun fact, if you ever send Yuffie off on her own, she will keep all the stuff for herself. Doesn't matter where you do it, she will always do it. Ah, enslaved. Okay, I'll give you enslaved. I'll give you enslaved. But I will not give you the other two games. But I will admit it is up to opinion and preference. On we go. The best way to get all the items through here is basically to just... you know... yeah, anyways. I'm one of those really weird people who genuinely enjoys playing Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. That's not a joke. That's not me trolling. I really do. But explaining why is one of those things that's actually kind of challenging, to be honest with you. Which motorcycle chase, Kefka's? I can think of 3 off the top of my head, and I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh, you're talking about after the last one, after he gets away from Cloud. Okay. That's actually kind of easy to explain. It's basically the fact that that's... Okay. Kadaj is what Cloud was supposed to be in FF7. Well, I shouldn't say he's supposed to be. It's what we thought he was in FF7. By the way, I'm just showing this off for anybody who didn't know about this. Magic pots, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on. Let's give him another one. Hang on. No? I got more. Yeah, let me get a couple more just to make sure I can give you tons of elixirs. By the way, Super Mario RPG is awesome. I actually really want to do a rumination about it soon because it really deserves to be talked about. Must keep giving it elixirs. It's the only way. But yeah, no, well, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm done. Then we kill it. And then it dies. No. And you get 1,000 AP from that. That's pretty much the AP grinding spot in the game. If you really want to master all your materia, that's pretty much, this is pretty much where you do it. This room with those things. And I just maxed out a death blow. Yay. Like I said, death blow is what I used to make money off of in this game. I'm not sure why. All materia is kind of easier to... I think it's the fact that you can buy death blow. So I just load up one guy with tons of death blow, max it out on one of his... I think it was Sid. I would max out his triple weapon. Scimitar, I believe. And just load him up with those and go to it. Okay, no, I want to progress. There we go. Ugh. Oh god, it's dots! Or whatever the hell they're called. Movers! That's right, movers. So anyways, I've gotten really off topic. Let's talk about this last dungeon. I love the music for the last dungeon, Judgment Day. I really do. It's my favorite song in all of FF7. It's on my 0-0 playlist. That being said, this last dungeon is probably one of the most disappointing last dungeons in the FF series for me. The FF series has always really had really epic, amazing last dungeons, from 1 up to 6, and 8, and 9, and 10. You know, Granted, 10s is a little weird, but the point being that this whole area just felt kind of lackluster. It's relatively short, much shorter than it was intended to be originally, I might add. And what am I fighting? Yeah, I guess, sure. Why not? Lol, Javan. But, the dungeon's relatively short, and even though it does have a degree of significance, it doesn't really come across as epic or interesting or otherwise, you know, yes, this is the final dungeon. Just about every final dungeon should, in some manner or another, get across that feeling of, this is it. Even Mystic Quest pulled that off. You know, it doesn't always have to be something epic and awesome. It can always be, it can be something thematically significant, like Earthbound did that, for example, with, the Cave of the Past, which was this creepy, haunting, horrifying place that led into the Devil's Machine. I don't know why I'm getting treasure. I don't need anything in this cave. Just habit, I guess. But this place is just a cave leading down into the depths, and what the hell? Is that Christopher? Anyways, now we know what you really look like, Kay. Of course, nobody's going to get that, except for him. Yeah, I know you can morph Tomberries for ribbon. I don't really need another ribbon at the moment. Or in general. Like I said, you can get lots of really good loot in here. I just don't care at the moment. Ugh. Yes, I did, Omnolite. I intentionally missed a lot of stuff in this game. Including the, elemental materia, for that matter. Anyways, structurally speaking, from a game designer perspective, this dungeon just feels lacking. All it is us descending into the planetary core. And we are actually going pretty far into the planet. And I get kind of where they were going with that, but so much of the early parts of this dungeon are just cave. And now, they do try to get across some things that I do like. Don't mistake me for this a complete negative. One of the things they do get across very well is the idea that this place is this very old place. You know, there are yeah, I don't care. Do I care? Yeah, alright, fine, I care enough. There are, you know, ruins and remains of creatures, and this whole place gives you this general sense of someplace completely untouched by time, you know? And I kind of get that. But again, it just doesn't really have the gravitas I feel it should. So if I was to make this place... First of all, pretty much the only way I could improve this is to be casting Ultima 4 times in a row. I'm kidding, I don't need to cast it 4 times in a row. One shot killed him. The only way to really improve this place would be to lengthen it. Because what I would want to do would be to actually have the first part be this, you know, this ancient place, this terrible cave, you know, that hasn't seen the light of day in forever. But I would want there to be some kind of hints of a few tidbits of the story that you haven't seen yet. Like, for example, maybe some imagery or just kind of phantoms going along. No dialogue of certain people, and we see the Cetra being infiltrated by Genova, or we see other incidents from past. You know, just little tidbits of the history of the world. That kind of a thing. I think that would be really cool. But then it kind of gives way as we get further and further into the planetary core, and it gets to the point where we're basically just going through concentrated and solidified life stream, which has all been gathered up and grown around Sephiroth himself. And I would make the primary chunk of the dungeon, all things considered, that chunk. You'll see what I mean in a moment if you don't actually remember or have no idea what I'm talking about. What am I doing? Right. Mastered. Yeah. Another HP plus. Can't have too much HP, seriously. Where do I have an all on that level? Oh, that one. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know, PAX. What was on sale? Yeah, kind of like FF9 did, actually. Except slightly less trippy. FF9 should have explained more, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that when we get to the end of FF9. And the trash truck is coming by. Sorry for the noise. Well, that's why you just do hints, Kefka's Finger. Like I said, no dialogue. No excess stuff. No lengthy expository nature. Just, you know, like they've been doing this the whole game, carefully using background imagery just to get across part of the story. Yeah, I guess I'll get it. Except I don't remember how to get up there. There. Got W magic. Sigh. Hey look, Ahriman! Except it's Alegmanye in this version for some friggin' reason. Meh. God, you guys are terrible with your puns, I swear. Good thing I got Mega Elixirs to heal me from the damage you're doing with your puns, I swear. Okay, yeah, sure. Screw it, who needs Phoenix? I don't know if I'd summarize it like that, Java, but then again, I wouldn't summarize most things if I could avoid it. Hey look, a counter materia. Wow, that's useful. Alright, so you may ask, Arsh, what is wrong with you, and why are you so stupid? Let me explain. By the way, I like the Ultima animation in 7, what can I say? Wow, that didn't kill him. Well, next one might. Because we got 4 more coming! By the way, I really like W Magic plus Quadra Magic plus Ultima. If you get a second Ultima, which is not that hard to set up either, you can attach it to MP Absorb, and it's, yeah. It basically just it's my trash or my street sweeper. My room cleaner, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I actually pulled off the glitch. On my second try, too. Hey, thanks for all the stuff you got me. It's great, yeah. I love it. I have need of it. Thanks, man. Thanks for the stuff that I don't need. Thank you. Okay. Time to beat the game. In just a moment. Gonna do one last thing. And that thing is killing everyone with their saws. Seriously, let's beat the game. If I die, I'm gonna laugh. This is probably the only time since way back in Midgar where they actually have an explanation for why you have a smaller party. The 3 of you go forward, while the rest of them are all fighting off the waves after waves of monsters that come after you. So I kind of like that, admittedly. If I had sunglasses, I'd totally do it, but I don't. Sorry, guys. I probably should have saved first, but eh. I'm gonna eat those words. You just watch. I am so gonna eat those words. So, this whole section is pretty cool in its own right, but this kind of stuff is what I would have done with the totality of the dungeon. Really get across the idea that we are actually we're in the half metaphysical, half physical part of this plane of reality, basically. Alright, so, I don't like your face. Alright, so, let's do this. There you go, just for you guys. I like the animated background in this area, too. And of course, Genova plays for the whole sequence, so that's pretty cool. I think that actually is more damage. That's pathetic. So every one of the enemies you fight down here is basically kind of a mini-boss. These guys, which are intended to be difficult, you know, shrug, as they say. I'm sorry, Kay. Makes you feel a bit. I've been cracking my bones since I was in 4th grade. No, 3rd grade, excuse me. And yes, I can pinpoint it directly. I remember when I started. And he's dead. But no, I'm out of mana! What will I do? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Pandora's Box. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I think you can't avoid getting it as long as you have enemy skill on. We are gonna do something with it, though, because I've decided that as much as this is awesome, and it is pretty awesome, all things considered, we're gonna do something even more awesome. Maybe. Maybe it'll be less awesome, who knows. Zombie dragon. Well, there's Shadow Flare on the wrong person, which missed. Hope you guys like Comet. I actually did Kefka's Finger. It's one of the few stages in Dissidia that's pretty much fully fought in the air. Like, 100%, no really. By the way, I may be weird, but I actually like this spell animation. Even though it's basically nonsensical and has nothing to do with anything, I always just kind of liked it. Shrug. Question mark? And now we know Pandora's Box. Yay! Now that we're pretty much inches from the final boss, Pandora's Box. Of course, Pandora's Box is actually pretty powerful, but shrug. Again, New Game Plus, telling you. Come on, let me down. You know, that would make everything make way more sense, Kay. So for anyone who's wondering, the way they do encounters here is they have a few scripted ones, and then they have the encounter rate cranked up as high as it's ever been. This is literally the highest encounter rate of any place in the entire game right here. So you're pretty much always going to have encounters at some point down here. There's always a pain speedrunning this place. What do you mean, Kefka's finger? Hey, Guido. Oh, poor Ackerman. Alright, this is it. Time for the final boss rush, except in just a moment. God dang it, I already learned this. You stupid, worthless... Oh, gotcha, and Dissidia, right. Because they hate FF6 and 9? I don't know a real reason, to be honest with you. If there's a reason behind it at all, it could just be completely coincidental, so who knows. This is what I like to call the poor man's meteor. So I already talked about the last dungeon of this place and how it's kind of disappointing, especially given how short it is. But I haven't also talked about one other song that's my second favorite song of this entire game. And it's actually the one that's about to play. See, the thing is, this is where the last physical remnants of Jenova are. Now, we know that there's Jenova left in the world. Even before they did the extra works, we know there's still pieces of Jenova here or there. Hell, there's Jenova in Cloud and Jenova in Vincent, just to use two examples. But this is the last of the physical mass of Jenova that Sephiroth had at his control. This is a frickin' awesome boss song, in my opinion. I love this song. I don't know why, I just do. I always have. Not holding back on you. Now, I apologize for how anticlimactic this is probably going to seem, but I'm going to probably wipe the floor with these three bosses. I'm a little bit over-leveled, and I've got a decent materia set up, and these last bosses are not actually that hard anyways. No offense to them. Also, in case you're wondering about its shape, that's basically supposed to try and emulate a heart. What you're supposed to be staring at is basically the Jenova heart, in other words, and those vein things are kind of ventricles, and of course there's the Jenova construct on front of it. Oh, that's fine. This is not the true Jenova, because there is no such thing as true Jenova. By the way, there's a lot better shot of the heart there from the back. Yeah, I have, Cupcake. A lot, actually. And she's dead. But yeah, it's a lot more visible from the back. She literally has a heart in her form, and she's basically hollow. So then we go to another awesome boss song. Never External. This is also kind of cool, but I feel this would have been a lot more awesome if this led into the next part of the last dungeon, which was basically either in the live stream itself or something similar. But no, we're just going down to the chunk where Sephiroth is. Now, this is Sephiroth's actual body. He has built up a shell of Genova, Materia, Magicite, Lifestream, etc. around him, and that is the Chrysalis, which is the first boss we will be fighting. Once we break him out of the Chrysalis, we will see his quote-unquote true form, the form he built for himself, which is the last form, Savior Sephiroth. I also like what they do with the background here, which I'll show in a second. Because that's literally, wholly, literally being contained in a giant chunk of whatever that Sephiroth is doing to hold it here. One quiet disappointment I have with this, Sephiroth has no lines in this whole sequence. But that is by design, very much so. The idea here was to kind of show just how strong Sephiroth really is. Because he just kind of effortlessly immobilizes your entire party and never bothers to talk to you because, after all, you're beneath his interest. But as I've said before, FF7 is a game very much about will. And it is will that enables us to actually move. Oh, thank you. Mega Elixir. We're good. By the way, I like everyone has a different quote if you bring them. And it's all pretty awesome. So like I said, this is his Chrysalis. He's actually on top up there, you can kind of tell. I probably should have barriered just in case. K, there's actually a lot of variables that go into that. It includes how much time you took on the Genova Absolute Battle, how many actions she took, whether or not she cast Ultima. I think there's like a fourth variable in there too, but yeah. Now, I actually really like this song, personally. I actually have a remix I did of this called Birth of Death. Come on. Finish the animation. There you go. Good boy. I'm still casting Comet. I love quad magic plus W magic. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get Big Guard going like we should. So yeah, like many other people, I was incredibly disappointed by how easy these last few bosses are. Honestly, of the three, I would call Genova Synthesis the hardest of the three. This is also kind of a continuation of something FF6 technically started. Well, okay, if FF5 technically started it, but FF6 expanded on the idea, and FF7, this is when the multiple boss rush at the end really became a thing. The idea being you have to fight, you know, several final bosses rather than just one, or rather than just several phases of one. I admittedly like One-Winged Angel a lot, but then again, I also like One-Winged Advent, so what do you want from me? Yeah, I know, Krisusu. I actually thought about putting a Restore Materia on just for that reason, but decided against it. Fun fact that some people don't even know, the very, very last boss, the Savior Sephiroth, actually levels with you. It's the first time they ever used that tech. It was actually an experiment to prepare for FF8, believe it or not. They have weird names because of bad translation. I mean, for God's sakes, the next thing is called Safer Sephiroth in English. Hey, Torin. Yes, I did, Torin. The wiki has AI script for most of the fights in the series. We'll just max out our health here. Actually, let's just go ahead and blow a Mega Elixir. Let's just get ready for the next battle now. Get it over with. Yes, that's correct, Spectre. Like I said, pretty... Yes, this is actually supposed to be Rebirth Sephiroth. Again, this is his chrysalis before he emerges into the form he has been building for himself. And then the next one is Savior Sephiroth, aka the savior of the planet, in his own minds. Let me show you how to properly heal Seph. You know what, here, just for kicks, because we all want to see the Joker attack again. Oh my god! What is it? What is it? Yes, I know it doesn't carry. That's because he doesn't, if you'll remember. His physical body was not in one piece when, you know, as of now, as of the game starting, actually. Come on, finish your death animation. I know it takes forever. There you go, good boy. And just for an encore, we'll get some Ultima going on. Beware the question mark. I love the build-up, because it's just it's, oh my god, what is it? What is it? There's this question mark, oh my god! And then it explodes. Okay, I'm tired of you healing. So I guess I'll actually take you seriously. Sigh. Alright. You're screwed now, boy. Seriously, you are screwed. You're so screwed. We're gonna do this one more time, just for the audience. Yeah, I'll save that for the next boss. Oh my god. This is it, guys! This is it! I love the meteors flying around, too. That is correct, Rohais. But that is not in conflict with what we're seeing right now. Because that actual body was then buried into the planetary core with the black materia, and then he, you know, started experimenting on himself in order to make his new body, which would be the new body that would carry him forward to, you know, wonderfulness and power and taking over the world and godhood, yada 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 yada. In actual fact, after we beat Savior Sephiroth is the last time we see Sephiroth's original body ever. Everything we see Sephiroth in from this point on is a projection or a fake body or temporary body. And he's dead. Quick, get the Mega Elixir off! Ah, whatever. He's dead. That was really rough, guys. But now, it's time for the longest spell in FF history. Actually, that's a lie. It's actually the second longest, because Eden in FF8 is actually longer. But now that we have cracked the chrysalis, Sephiroth reveals the new body he built for himself. Yes, I do, Kay. I just said that, dude. Come on, man. His plan was to basically absorb tons and tons of energy and become super awesome. To summarize. I still think this looks cool, despite the old graphics, but I've seen proper graphics of this, you know, proper renditions, I guess is a better way to put that. He looks really cool if you see him in how he was supposed to look. The artwork and whatnot. Oh, hey, I do have regen on. Never mind. I had a tiny little bit of worry about this fight, but now I don't, because I got regen. If you don't know why regen is so stupid, don't stress it. But yeah, this is this is so not an issue now. Hey, look, I'm about to learn Shadow Flare. Sweet. So, fun fact, one time I fought this guy, and I was just pissed at him, so I did a W summon mime of Knights of the Round, but he got off his barrier first, so every single one of them was actually, hang on just a second. Every single one of them was actually reduced in damage, so it actually took about 7 of the 8 summons in order to actually kill him. It was a little bit aggravating. We'll go into this now. I agree, Kay. That would have been really awesome. Yeah, I think we'll wait until his barriers have worn out a bit. Oh, they're gone. Never mind. Well, just spam him with Comet then. Wait, no, his barrier's still there. Whatever, doesn't matter. Oh, here it is, guys! Here it is! Sometimes the music goes really well with this. Sometimes it doesn't. How much does Sephiroth hate you? Well, you see, he reached out into the void. Some of these are actual calculations of space travel, by the way, for anybody who's wondering. And some of them are a lot more simple space calculations. I mean, we actually saw one right there that was actually having to determine the distance a planet orbits a star, for example. That's the only one I know by heart. I'm not as much into astrophysics as I used to be. Used to be quite into it. So, there's... Oh, let's get rid of that. There we go. There's Pluto. Pluto has been destroyed. And there's Saturn. Oh my god! Saturn's rings have been destroyed. And Jupiter's about to get this... turn into a donut. It's kind of crap looking, actually. But, you know, whatever. Graphics of the age. There's the asteroid belt. We're just gonna skip the other planets. Who needs Uranus? Fun fact, they actually skipped Uranus because of the obvious reasons, for anybody who's wondering. Hang on, we're not even... we're getting there, we're getting there. Here's Mercury. Extinguished. There's a truck outside my window. And there it is, Gaia, aka Earth. Now, this is probably the only part of the supernova animation I really like. Right here. This is cool. Him just standing there, hovering there, arms outstretched as the supernova engulfs him, and then it kind of slowly approaches us. This is really cool looking, I think. I just don't like the earlier section. Not just because of the length, I just think it's kind of dull. And this right here. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, trust me, Sonic Doctor. Speaking of someone who has spedrun this game, ugh. Hey, Third. Where the hell you been, boy? God, his barrier lasts forever, I swear. That's a theoretical what a supernova would look like, Kay. Gee, I don't know, a Puff. Maybe you can figure it out for me. I just... Yeah, I know, External. I know. Mega Elixir! And we're fine. Yeah, no. I should use Finishing Touch on him, guys. What do you think? I do, Kay, I just don't have it in my inventory. Or in my equipped or whatever. Hey, Fat Squeak. Hope the doctor visit went well. Really, I do. Let's go and get another Mega Elixir out here, because why not? I love the flying animation. Props where props are due. They actually spent a lot of time and effort making his animations here look really awesome. And that may sound disinteresting, but back when the PlayStation 1 was new and this was all new, getting that kind of thing right was not easy. Really? Wow, okay. You insist. Anything? No, you're just gonna use Dean again. Oh no, the damage. What will I do? Nope, PlayStation 1. Early days of PlayStation 1 for that matter. Like, way early. Yes, by the way, he can actually do physical attacks, too, with his wing that he replaced his arm with. Damn it, he's gonna do Supernova again. God dang it. Oh good, his barrier has finally fallen. Yes, Sean, you were the only one. No, I'm kidding. Plenty of people have. Including me. Let's blow 2 Mega Elixirs, just to make sure. No, Sonic Doctor. Not at all. It's also worth noting that, you know, Sephiroth isn't an ancient, so there's that. But no, Sephiroth... The thing I like about Sephiroth is he really is the exception. Xenogears used the One-Winged Angel motif as kind of a religious concept. Oh, hey, we won. As kind of a religious concept of the idea of being incomplete, but Sephiroth uses the One-Winged Angel concept in a way I really like. He is the exception, the One-Winged Angel, the one who doesn't belong in any world, in any place, because he is utterly unique. He just happened to be sufficiently powerful and sufficiently strong, sufficiently willed, sufficiently everything, to pull off all these things that no one else ever could have. Yeah, that... I don't know why I was even remotely worried about that fight. I think I was worried about it just because it would have been really embarrassing if I died to him. That guy is an easy boss. I almost had quad 9 on one of my characters. I'm fine. So, for those of you wondering, yes, that is his actual physical body dying, and that is the last time we ever run his physical dying. But there is one thing I didn't show you guys because I didn't feel like grinding for it. So the party believes that they've, you know, successfully defeated Sephiroth, so You know, we win! We've got it. Holy will be able to save the world. This will be wonderful. And I like Cloud's comment, by the way. That's it. We did our best. We've done everything we could. Let's go home proud. I like that. But, as we know, even just in FF7, Sephiroth's will would not actually dissolve into the lifestream. And so Sephiroth reached out to the closest connecting point he had to start over again. Now this scene is kind of unnecessary. The whole point of this is Cloud being summoned into his own core, where Sephiroth is going to try and basically take over his body and start over again. I just feel like this is unnecessary. This whole tunnel, warpo, I'm on drugs vision thing, not my thing. Hang on, we got a little bit more drugs doing to do. Or maybe we're just going through the Stargate. I don't know. Now, it's worth noting this is not the physical body of Sephiroth at all. This is just the essence of Sephiroth that is still within and present within Cloud. I like this. This is pure story scripted, and there's literally no way to lose this fight. But we're gonna go ahead and do it. Because I owe you guys for not having gotten it. This is Omnislash. My favorite limit in the game. Now, this is another scene that's been interpreted and misinterpreted, but we know what actually happened here thanks to the other works. This is not Sephiroth being destroyed or going away or finally dispersing into the lifestream. This is the Sephiroth that is within Cloud being extinguished. And so there is no more piece of Sephiroth within Cloud at this point. And it could be argued that that means that there's no Jenova left in Cloud, but we don't know that for sure. We just know that the Sephiroth that was in him is gone. I love Omnislash so much. One time I did a cheat game where I just gave him Omnislash right at the beginning and gave him infinite limit break and just Omnislashed my way to victory. And believe it or not, it never got old. Hey, look, a trash fight. Hey, boss fight. Anyways, I'll shut up. Because this is also symbolism right here. And yet at the same time, this is direct. This is something that's referenced in Advent Children significantly, too. He reaches up because he sees a hand, and it's actually Eris basically pulling him together again. And then he finally wakes up, realizing that he's actually, you know, physically there. By the way, he actually lifts her up with one arm, which may or may not sound impressive, but if you've never done that, then yeah. I've never done that either, obviously, but yeah, it's not as easy to do as it sounds. Rohai's, it's because of Hojo, because, you know, Hojo. Science! Fun fact, originally they wanted this to be voice acted, and it was a deliberate decision not to. Another fun fact. Until the later stuff came out, we didn't actually know what this ending meant. Third fun fact. The people who pilot the Highwind are crazy. Yeah, doing one-armed pull-ups is a lot harder than it sounds. Now, I'll admit, I didn't like FF7's ending all that much. But it's hard to underestimate the significance of this scene. And by the way, yes, the Highwind is so freaking awesome, it actually has a third transformation. Well, second transformation, but you get the point. Yeah! I love that ship. And that's Marlene, in case you can't tell. Now, at this point in time, Meteor has gotten a little bit closer. And just by being near the planet is getting ruined by its existence. It hasn't even started to tear through things yet. And of course it would go for Midgar. By the way, imagine this scene done with modern graphics. But this is the really horrifying part. Holy isn't stopping Meteor. All their hopes were based off of Holy. I like this, though. I know a lot of people don't, but I like this a lot. Because the idea here is that Eris has spent this entire time gathering together as much of the life stream and as much of their strength of it as she can, summoning a colossal amount of life stream and all that knowledge and all that power. And the planet itself decides to intervene. And no, External, they didn't. The wholly opposite effect thing is debatable, but that is translated correctly. The idea was that holy is designed to cleanse the planet, but holy interacts with meteor, and the idea was that holy itself had decided that the meteor was right and the planet did need to be, wasted in order to fix things. But the planet itself disagrees with both. Excuse me. And I think the best part about this ending, even ignoring all that we know after this game, because we've seen events after this game, is that this actually ends ambiguously. All the live stream comes together into this one spot. And then... and then we have no idea what happens. Because that's the end. I'm not kidding. There's the credits. There's one last scene at the end of this, but that is the end. So many people in the day, including me, were just up in arms because it was just completely left hanging like that. And that was Final Fantasy VII, ladies and gentlemen. One other little fun factoid about this. There was a theory going around for a really long time, actually, that the entire game was nothing more than a flash forward that Aeris had. You remember way at the very beginning of the game, first thing we see in the game is a cutscene of Aeris in that exact same shot looking into a vent in Midgar and connecting to the live stream through it. And that's kind of the same way the entire game ends. And so the theory is that everything that happens through the whole game is just her seeing either the future or a possible future. Omni, that's a really easy question to answer. I'm afraid you're even asking it. Geostigma is just a term people give to Jenova infiltrating people. That's it. I mean, the negative live stream is a little bit different, but Geostigma is just that. Jenova infected people. That's all. I liked the ending. I really did. But at the same time, I admit at the time... when I was younger, admittedly not that much younger, I mean, it didn't come out that long ago, I didn't have as much of appreciation for things as I do now. So I remember looking at this in time thinking, what? I want to know what happens! But now looking back at it, I enjoy it a lot more as an interpretive thing. Even knowing what happens afterwards, I still like the interpretive thing. I don't know, Omni. Not really, Agamemnon. But then again, we don't know. There's a lot of vague mysticism in what the ancients can do in general. Of course there isn't, Caladrius. Don't be silly. Hang on, let me spit on you real quick. There we go. It'll get there in a minute. But no, the thing is, that is not, for once, time and budget issues. There were a few time and budget issues limiting what they could do with the ending. But that was always intended to be interpretive. They always wanted people to go ahead and think about it and try to decide for themselves whether or not the planet had decided to give us another chance, or had just, wiped the slate clean, so to speak. At the time, my theory was that the planet had in fact decided to wipe the slate clean. That was my theory. Honestly. So, the encounter counter is 409. No deaths on the last bosses. No shock there. Let's see who won today. Let's go ahead and punch in 409. And there it is, that FF theme. Enjoy it. It's one of the last times we'll ever hear it. Uh-oh. Wait, really? Okay, we have a tie. We actually have a tie for our winner. Torin, are you in the chat right now? Because, Dalton, the original intent was not to do follow-ups. FF7 was always intended to be one game by itself. Later on, they decided to go ahead and add more to it, because there was more they felt they could do with it. Excuse me. A lot of people got really close this time. I'm surprised. Impressed, though. There you are, Torin. Okay, you are tied with another gentleman named Webwriter. Is Webwriter in chat? Where's my prizes list? Oh, there's Webwriter. Alright, so... here's the catch, alright? I have enough prizes that I could give them one away to both of you, theoretically. So it's kind of up to you to kind of figure out how you want to do that. If you can't settle it, I'll go ahead and just give you each a shot. Hang on a second. Let's go ahead and stop the local...